Hey, how's it going? All right. Small update from last time. So I was struggling with last time we got the grid working. We were able to see where the mouse is pointing or where the center of the screen was pointing when using a controller. And so had some issues. We had a storm come in. I didn't want to stop, so I did a few things. I didn't do much. One thing I did was I modified this here to essentially access that data to figure out what item, which mesh in the mesh library was assigned to that cell on the return. And then to set that with 1 over. Now I'm going to change this a bit. Mostly I wanted to set this with a 0. I mean, that was really what I wanted to do there. So let me show you where we're at then. So based on that, here's what I can do. I can draw, which is close. What I want to do is I want to highlight a cell in purple. I want to highlight a cell in purple when I highlight it. Now I can just draw, which drawing is cool too. Don't get me wrong, this is good stuff. Now what do I want to do? So anyway, we're close. I was thinking about this, how I wanted to do it, and kind of what I'm thinking is instead of this, so I do need this, right? I need to figure out the cell item that's in a certain place. And I thought about like, hey, you have to store what's in memory there, add this. What may be better though, I thought about this, is just to have a cell. If I go to here, to have a different cell without any kind of collision on it, and just put it on top. And when I move every time, clear it, and then put it on top. So that's what I'm gonna try to do today. Essentially, I just want to remove, I think I can do this pretty quickly. Basically, I want to remove this. So that I just have this. And then on my camera, where I report the selected cell, right now I'm like subtracting 1 here. I don't want to do that. So I want to put it on top. So basically it's going to look at the cell you're looking at. On top of that cell, it's going to place a box. Right now it's just going to paint a box. So that's a good start. What I'll do afterwards is have it reset. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Go all the way to the sky. That is fantastic. I can, yeah. Perfect. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So now I think from here, like I think this is pretty easy from here. I think what I do now is, oh man, I gotta clear it. I gotta be careful too, because I don't want to be able to overwrite cells. So maybe what I do is cell item is this, and be like, if, so maybe not last cell item, I maybe put like next cell item. Basically what I'm gonna do is say, hey, if let's see, I think I can get rid of this for now. Basically I can say, hey, if get cell item next cell item equals, oh yeah, if cell item next cell item equals 0, then set that, and then I shouldn't be able to overwrite any. Assignment is not allowed. in an expression. Oh man, okay, I see what's going on. Okay. So I probably can just say if not, get sell item. Yeah. Then set that. And then I'll drop those in there too. And then after it sets it, I do want it to take it away. Oh wait, so sell item, yeah, 0. And then this one I want to set to -1. If, man, I really need this to be an expression. It's the same as -1. Yeah, okay, let's try this. I think I'm close. Oh, it didn't like something. Cannot convert argument 1 from nil to vector 3i. Get sell item. Oh. Yeah. If. Okay, maybe I don't need this at all. It's basically if. Okay, so I'm gonna get sell item if selected grid, which is actually one above. Here's what I need to do. From here, from camera, I really should pass the raw data over. Interesting. All right. I like that it's doing this. Okay, so right now it is, it's gonna return that actual results. And then what I'm gonna have to do is oh man, I'm running off the edge. That's not good. I don't like that. So basically I'm gonna need the same thing. I'm gonna have to say here or next grid. And so if next grid, I'll basically say next grid equals I thought I was gonna autofill that. All right, let's see. So then next grid's going to be that, just one higher. Grab the next grid if next grid's empty. Add my little box on top. And then at the end of that, set it back to off. I think it's probably going to be flickering. I'm hoping if this is, I don't know what frame rate this is running at, probably 60. I'm hoping it's not flickering, but I'm almost guaranteed that it's going to be flickering, which might be okay. I mean, depends what I want it to look like. All right, didn't like something. Didn't like something at all. I'm going to turn my gate down a little bit. Here. Let's see. Just turn this down just a hair. Not all the way down. Probably like here. Check. Yeah, it's pretty good. Check. All right, let's see. If I turn it up, I'm getting a little noise now. Check. All right, I think that's okay. Not perfect, but not bad. Okay. All right. So let's see. I didn't get the error. Let me get the error. Let's try it again. Invalid get index position. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, it's clearing the block itself. So it's setting something to -1, and my guy's gone. Okay. Let's see. So I wasn't quite right. Set sell item. Oh, this should be next grid. Oops. Let's try that. Okay. Well, it's not breaking, but it's also not putting my thing there because it's resolving. Man, I do want it to disappear. How do I do that? Like if I get rid of this, it's just gonna put it on top. I need it to disappear. Let me think about this. How would I keep it there? I like this method because I can make that tile look like whatever I want, right? I can have a nice looking tile and it can look the same on top of whatever kind of tile I use, which is really nice. I'm just not sure what the next step is. Oh, let me think. So I do want it to set back to 0, but you know what I could do? Oh, that would take a long time. I wonder how much processing that takes. What I'm thinking is if I say like if get used cells by item. Okay. And then like something like 4 cells. 4 var hover cell. 4 hover cell in get used cells by item. And then I would say for hover cells in get used cells by item, I could say set cell item cell item I don't know if that's a thing. Let's check if that's a thing. Should be. Oh, cell items up there. Okay, so no. Let's check what get cells by item is. This might be something. Let's see. So this returns an array of all cells with the given item index specified in item. That's good. What's it return it as? It returns it as an array of 3D vectors. Okay, so actually, yeah, I can just put for each one I can actually just put hover cell. Hover cell -1. And that should do it. And basically, I think I can do that beforehand. So basically what it does first is it says, hey, if there are any, clear them. Otherwise, put it there. I may have to ignore my next cell. Okay. It's a little bit glitchy. But pretty good, and I don't think I can necessarily like delete any of these ones, which is really good. So it's only clearing those ones. It's putting on top of him. Ooh, I can push him. Okay, so there's still there's still collision with this block, which is a little bit interesting. So I might be okay for what I'm trying to do. No, I don't think I want collision. That's interesting though. And then I think I want to check. Interesting. That's really interesting. What's going on here? Okay. I think I want to like ignore self. Yeah, I probably need to ignore self, which is interesting. Let's see. So what am I doing here? Okay, so it's intersecting the array. It's grabbing a cell. All right, it's saying, hey, my cell item's here. Next grid's here. If get used cells by item is this. Clear it, good. If the box above me is clear, add this thing. Might have to add an and here. If that's -1, and get cell item selected grid is not equal to 0, which is the item number for my hover. So you need 2 ands. Invalid operands bool and bool for and. Okay. So basically if the next grid's 1 and the current grid is not 0, so it should ignore itself, set the one above it to 0. Still kinda, it's one, it still has collision. Okay, it's still doing exactly the same thing, so. It stopped outputting, which is interesting. It should be for sure printing that. Why is it not? Oh, okay, that's why. All right, let's look at what's happening. So it is returning cell item -1. Item 1. It is returning 0 sometimes too, but there is. It should never return 0. Ever. there is an explicit if sell item is not 0. How can it ever get here? What? Oh, you know what? Let's simplify that and just say if sell item is not 0. That could be my issue. Okay, it still is hitting -1. I don't see any zeros now, which is good. I probably want to say if it's not -1 also, because if it's -1, let's see what I got. It needs to be a little bit more stable, but not bad. Also need to get rid of collision. I don't like how far off it is, so I need to fix that. Let's see, so this way, let's see, underneath camera, what if I don't subtract 1? I don't subtract 1 here. Let's see what I got. Let's see. I probably need to subtract 1. Interesting. What if I made my should be able to highlight 1 right in the middle. It should go. So maybe let's try -1 here. It's closer. I need to be a little more stable. What I probably need to do is say, hey, if it hasn't changed, just don't do anything. Yes, I can do that. Let's do that real quick. Which means I do need last grid. Okay, and then basically when it sets this, say last grid equals hover cell. Oh, not hover cell. Should be selected grid. Okay, and then basically if get used sell by items equals this, and last grid does not equal selected grid. So basically every time I'm going to make last grid equal selected grid, then if it moves it, it should react immediately. Selected grid's not changing, but it's still blinking. Let's print Let's see how often it's clearing. Okay, every time. Wonder why. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, and last grid does not equal selected grid. Which last grid should equal selected grid. Interesting, interesting. Let's also print last grid. Clear. Clear. Last grid equals. Let's see what happens here. Last grid and selected grid are exactly the same. Yet it's still clearing. Oh no, yeah. Last grid and selected grid are clearly the same there. So something is broken. Unless this, right? Maybe this is a mistake. Shouldn't, but maybe. Nope, didn't like that. Okay, you know what I can maybe do is put them in ready. It is not like that. Let's see. Okay. Victor 3i. So I really need selected grid to happen first. I would think this would work. Okay, well, let me. I'm declaring it twice. Maybe that's my problem. So when it's ready, it should. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, it's worse. The last grid and selected grid are clearly the same. Am I maybe? Let's see, maybe something like that. Then I'll see what both of them are. Ah, look at that. Let's see. Every frame it's sending it, but it does look like it's changing rapidly. Holy smokes, get to the end. Yeah, okay, so this is probably with how I'm sending selected grid. Let's go back to the world. To the camera. So let's see, how am I sending selected grid? Well, it's not bad, honestly. It's should only be sending. You know what? It's because it's selectable. What I maybe have. Okay. Let's look back at tiles. Oh, you know what? Okay, let me clean this up a little bit. I think I got it. Uh, Oop. Yeah, that's right. All right, I'm gonna export this as a mesh library, as tiles 2. And then I'm gonna come back to my world. And I will delete this mesh library. Oh my goodness. Clear. All right. I feel a lot better about this. Okay. Okay, well, nobody has collision now. Okay. I didn't expect them both to lose collision. This one should still have collision. Oh, you know what? I may have got them mixed up. I did. Okay, that's an easy fix. What's the script on this tile? Oh, okay. I don't think I'm using any of this. So I think I can just remove that script. Save and close. Open tiles back up. Okay, now where's the tiles.tres or TSCN? Okay. All right, let's change this. You know what I don't want to do? All right. All right, that should work, and then delete these ones. Okay, then save. And I've got to delete tiles.tres here. Apparently, Godot just doesn't really like if you try to overwrite it. I'm dropping a couple frames here. I don't know what's up with my internet lately. It's starting to recover, but sorry for the choppy frames. Weird. Okay, well, hopefully it's all right. Not sure why I'm dropping frames. Okay. Let's see. Now go back to tiles. I just saved that as, did I? Okay, no. Export as tiles. Back here. Man, I wish I knew what was going on with the internet. It's kind of strange. All right. So then go back to world here. Clear. Tiles. Save. Okay, let's see what happens. Look at that. That is so much better. Gotta figure out. Okay, I think I can just take. Oh, interesting. So I do want to take collisions off of him because I don't really want him messing with my thing. But I need collisions on him. You know what? I can just give him a really, really tiny hitbox. Okay, yeah. Collision shape. Basically like 1 point. Okay. I think that works. So let's try it again. Okay, that's not perfect yet, but it's getting a whole lot better. All right, now let's check. Okay, so then let's go back to here. Right, yeah. All right, and then so on this, want it to be transparent. All right, I'm gonna see if I lower it like that, does it? Everything's probably scooted over now. Okay, one, I didn't change the mesh. Let's go back to tiles. This has to be transform 0. And then this one. Oh wait, just barely clipping out the bottom. Don't know if this works, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so material. Okay. I'm not really sure here. I'm not sure how transparency works. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's make this blue. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Put them on tiles 2. All right, scene, export, tiles 2. World, clear, tiles 2. Okay, so it does it just where the mesh is, so I just need to make it really short. And I don't want it to be all boxy. We're getting really close though. I want it to be like 1 pixel high. Tiles. Can I just delete from here? Awesome. Okay. So where it's at doesn't matter, I learned. So transform to this. Might as well make it 0. What does matter is the height, size of it. And so like the Y, I'm gonna put like 0001. I want it to be like barely visible. Okay, I'll add a cool shader later. Let's see. Okay. World, clear. see. Interesting shadow. Okay, so it's floating. I don't want it to float. That's interesting. So, let's see. Position for minus 0.5. And then I think what I should do is scene export as world clear 2, and I think here let's go ahead and put a put one on top. Okay, let's see if I can. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So I got to figure out how to do this. That does not do it. Tiles. Let's see. So I have a mesh. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe I could subtract 0.5 from here. I think I already tried that, but let's try it again. Clear. Okay. Mesh transform. YY. Okay, this is a navigation mesh transform. I wonder what's going on there. I'm not sure I understand. Okay, so obviously this is a matrix, and we're doing some matrix math. There you go. That's what I need. It's actually like negative 0.4999. So it just barely sits. Maybe like negative 0.4. Don't want any shadow. Negative 0.49. All right. I think that's pretty good. Oops. Okay. So now let's see what happens. Hey, Knock. Doing well. Sorry if I didn't see your message. I was pretty focused. Staying focused. Doing pretty good though. Trying to kind of make a selectable map here with a grid map, and I think I'm pretty close. So that's not bad. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Working on kind of a tactical RPG. Yes, agree. Got to stay focused. Focus is paying off. Yesterday, I was having a lot of trouble The way I've seen this implemented on other examples takes it down to the tile. And what I'm trying to do is create a very kind of adaptable grid map where I can, you know, like come in here and pretty quickly, if I want to go draw a map, go draw one, right? And this is the first test of multiple levels, so you're gonna see that, right? And of course, I'll have a bunch of different tile types. And I've got to figure there'll be a couple of more things I got to figure out, right? Because they won't all be flat, but flat is the easiest. So basically, I want to be able to draw maps, and then come in here and highlight where I'm at on those maps. And so far, looking pretty good. Oh no, am I losing, am I dropping frames? Doesn't look too bad right now. Am I gone? All right. Tell me if it gets choppy. We've had storms the last couple days, and those storms have not been great to our internet, so been having a few problems. Good. Glad it's better. Hopefully it didn't go out. Like I said, cold front came in, and so it's been really windy, and apparently my internet didn't like that, so let's see what happens. All right. Let's see. Okay, so now I kind of have a selectable map. I think the next thing I want to do here then, let's see. There's some improvements. One of the things to note is like if I select something, see how I'm just a little bit off? I need it to not be. I need it to be pretty adaptive where it's always selecting the right grid. Oh yeah, it's the worst. I work from home. Usually I don't have problems. Usually I have pretty stable and good internet. It's cable, but yeah, a lot of times, especially at night. Completely agree. Completely ruins my anti-social battery. But glad to hear it's doing a little better though. Hopefully it stays. I'll be monitoring my dropped frames, and I'll apologize when it goes bad again. All right. So yeah, so I'm going to check here. So I got to figure out, so X is towards this guy over here. Y is towards that guy. One thing I am going to do is take this camera and just move him up. Because it's annoying to start in the middle of the map. Okay. All right, so let's see. X is towards the guy's right. Right? Yes. And Z is towards the guy's front. So how far am I off? I'm probably a whole Z value off. X, I probably am a whole X value off. And right now I'm subtracting one from X. I might need to subtract like 1.5. Can't do a half because I'm round. Well, I guess I could do it before I round. Okay, for now, definitely a whole Z value off, and I'm a whole Z value off in the positive direction, right? No, X value. I'm a whole X value off in the negative direction, which I am subtracting one. So let's start there. Let's see. So here, we'll start there. And I might have to get to decimals. All right, yeah, so now I'm like a whole, so let me subtract 0.5 before I round. Okay, that is a lot better, at least in the X direction. Now I gotta do the Y direction. I'll probably do the same thing. I'm sorry, the Z direction. Subtract 0.5. Much better. Yes. That looks much better. What about with the controller? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Not bad. What about different, Yep. I'll say that was pretty successful. Yeah, it's actually, so I use this dude just because he was a dude I had. Actually, this is going to be kind of similar to, like, if you've ever played, like, Final Fantasy Tactics or games like that. It's going to be like a tactical RPG, so I'm in the very early stages. I'm actually on, like, day 4 ever of using Godot. Yeah, only it's going to be an American one because I'm probably not qualified to make a Japanese one, but very nice, very nice. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics has been one of my favorite games for forever. What I'm wanting to do is make like a tactical RPG where essentially a lot of the equipment, moves, even jobs are kind of randomized. I actually haven't heard of XCOM. I need to look it up. Here, I'll look it up right now, actually. Let's see what XCOM is. 1 second. So let's see. XCOM. Okay. I figured it was kind of a... like this dude kind of clued you off that it might be like XCOM-ish. Okay. So it is a strategy game. Kind of like a... okay. No, it looks cool. Yeah, it kind of does look like what I have on the screen. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Kind of like a randomized roguelite-ish, potentially. Right now, like I said, I'm on day 4 of development ever, so I've got a lot of work to do. But what I want to do is like the jobs, the moves, and all that. One thing I've been playing around with is like asking ChatGPT things. Like if I say, let me pull up a copy of ChatGPT over here. If I say something like, hey, and I'd have to create a prompt, of course. Yeah, this is my first game. This is actually, I've never done game development. I'm on day 4 ever of game development. I do have a software background, but that's it. So yeah, if I say something like I'm a warrior, my job level is 8 out of 8, and I'm level. Yeah, very ambitious, I know. But so far so good. I figured this is a good learning project because I can take it in steps, right? So I'm level 50 out of 100, right? And say like during my level up, I had 200 hits with a sword, right? Like, give me a skill with damage between 0 and 100, accuracy between 0 and 100, and include special effects like